probably both you and so mentioned upon, that was shared infrastructure, having a data center where you need to host applications. And with the tutorial which Piyush was subjecting us to on cloud computing, I'm tempted to ask him a question on cloud. Because my understanding is, Piyush, when we talk about cloud technologies, cloud-based solutions, shared infrastructure, they come with their own design parameters, they come with their design usage principles. How do you use such a facility which is shared, which is not held, owned by you? At the same time, you want to have governance control on that. So it comes with its own rules. But today, as a country, probably we are defining some of those rules and we are redefining some of those principles. So what would be your recommendation to the government? That how do we go about doing that without disturbing the basic structure, the basic fundamentals that go into technology and operations of shared infrastructure, at the same time taking care of concerns that the government has?
Yeah, so data privacy and data security concerns related to cloud. So there is a very simple solution on this. The one is encryption and multi-factor authentication. So if you have proper encryption of the data, you address most of the concerns. And till now our services were purely like running on a MPLS network or a very protected network which was not exposed to internet. But you cannot provide services to millions of people, or you cannot connect to thousands of gram panchayats, to 250,000 which were so mentioned. So you cannot connect to them on MPLS network. And so now the services have to travel on internet.
Yep.
And you will require encryption on internet to take the services to citizens. And when you require to scale on such a huge level, so many services, so e-panchayat is only one thing. There are hundreds of other similar initiatives which have to be taken over next couple of years, and for that you need to scale. So when certain state data centers are not able to scale, and they need a lot of scalability at that time, they can build a cloud across multiple state data centers or go on commercial cloud. There can be multiple data centers within country connected on cloud, having same encryption, same security. And again, when you have multiple data centers connected in a cloud, you mitigate DDoS, you mitigate any kind of malware, Trojan vulnerabilities. So all those things can be very easily tackled. And couple of years down the line, you will see that only cloud will be considered secure. Your data in-house will not be considered secure. So people have transformed within no time on Office 365.
Yep.
So in last 1 or 2 years, you've seen that there has been no noise, but everyone has moved on Office 365, at least in the corporate sector.
Yep.
So for government, there are challenges, but this transformation has happened so fast. So transformation on cloud will also happen fast once we have proper encryption. And so we need to invest some time and money on security. Once we have the encryption system in place, transformation on cloud will be very fast.
How do you respond to the paradoxical situation that we have, wherein we still have most of government officials using a Gmail ID, which is on the cloud, maybe hosted somewhere outside India, and then government saying, I'm okay to use cloud as long as you put my data within the country.
Yeah. So that policy has to come from government. If government wants India's data to be hosted within India,
yep,
then the policy has to come from government.
So government, I think, is subscribing to that policy as on date. Government is prescribing that. But as a cloud service provider, do you think it's a fair policy? Wherein if I as a farmer, I own 10 buffaloes and I want to put the data on the cloud, does it really matter to national security? I
seriously believe that our data has to be hosted within India, because then only our like our departments, our vigilance department, police, and everyone will have control over what exactly is happening. If any terrorist activity happens out of any kind of social media app, so you have hundreds of apps on your mobile phone, and some of them are redundant. You are not using those. Very similar to that, there was one chat application which was redundant. No one was using it, and only a few hundreds of terrorists were using that application, and that was running out of some European country. So we could not recover anything. The phones got destroyed. So as soon as that terrorist network was burst, the data got destroyed. There was nothing left for our vigilance agencies to find out, our Mr. Doval's group to find out what exactly they were doing. So the data has to be hosted within India. That should be the first compulsion for data privacy, and then it can be on Gmail, then it can be on any of your mobile apps, WhatsApp, WeChat, whatever mobile chatting softwares you are using. The data can be on those, but they have to run from India. That should be the first compulsion we should have.
What's your take on that, Soon? If I have 10 buffaloes and I host the data on a server somewhere in US, does it compromise national security?
Yeah, so probably from technology company like HP, our